Here's the main chassis of an RCA AVR-11 communications receiver. It's got the hole there where the RF section has been removed, and that's sitting over here. It's got to be worked on yet. It has been recapped by somebody else at some point. All these yellow caps will be replaced by reproduction capacitors. I've already restuffed the two main electrolytics and fabricated some reproduction box electrolytics. I found that the output transformer had failed. This is the original one here, and this is a replacement I have in my junk box, which is just a bit too big to fit into this box, which is a bit of a shame. So anyway, it's good enough for now, and it's near enough. It's a 6F6 push-pull output transformer. Then I powered it up, and what do I find? I find the driver transformer is also gone. The driver transformer is this box on the top of the chassis here. So what I've done is I've just jury-rigged a push-pull driver transformer under the chassis for now. It's just held in there with the wires, very temporary, just to see if that will bring the receiver to life. It was totally dead apart from a very, very minor hum from the speaker. So there we go. I'm just going to switch it on and see what happens this time. The HT's come up. It's just over 300 volts. It should start to drop once the tubes are warming up. There we go. Should go down to about 275 volts or so. That looks good. And I have got a signal generator hooked up to the IF input. There's no RF section on this chassis, just IF and AF sections as it stands at the moment. So I've got a 460 kilohertz signal going into the first IF. It's just clipped onto the wire, so it's very loosely coupled. But it's receiving it. That's great. Volume control works okay. I'll switch it on to DFO's working too. That's all good. Alright, so yeah, it definitely works with that transformer jury rigged into there. So I'm waiting to see if we can find the correct replacement transformer from another chassis. If not, I might be able to fit this transformer into the box of the failed transformer and replace it above the chassis and try to retain the original appearance of this set. The chassis has already been refurbished above there. It's got the old tubes in. I've got a brand new set of tubes to put in there, all RCA, but the chassis is in a bit of a rusted state, so it's now been repainted, as is the RF section. Anyway, that's good. It's working, which I'm pleased about. I might have to replace this can dome resistor. Somebody's replaced one section of it already with a couple of power resistors, actually wrong value. One of the other sections there is incorrect value. It's a couple of 100 ohms too high. Not that it'll make a great deal of difference to the bias in the set, but it might. And it looks in a pretty ropey shape, so I might have a go at refurbishing that can dome somehow. Again, trying to retain the original appearance. But there we go. It's definitely working. Nothing untoward happening at the moment. I wanted to try and see if it was working okay before I actually replaced the replacement capacitors and then check the resistors and see if anything like that needs to be replaced. This metal can capacitor here has already been restuffed, and there's one on the front of the chassis that's been restuffed as well. But everything else has got to be worked on. Anyway, there we go. RCA AVR-11. It's a set that was made specifically for airports. It's a sort of a modified chassis from an ACR-111, which I've also worked on fairly recently. The main chassis is almost identical. The RF section is different. The AVR-11 hasn't got the highest band that the ACR-111 has. Anyway, there we go. Quite a interesting and quite a rare receiver. So quite some work to do on it yet. Probably another 2-3 weeks worth of work.